Good morning, soul warriors and game changers. Excuse me, trying to be a little quiet because all my chitlins are sleeping. I have my oldest here with me and they're all sleeping because it's my birthday weekend. So, what is up? My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. This image you see right in front of you is who I am. Some of you are familiar with me, some of you are getting to know me, and some of you have never heard me before. Some lately are just, I don't know where they went, right? But regardless, I am an ascension master, master healer, and divine guide. And that is a very easy way to put who I am. I am the one who brought about the ascension. I am the one. That's what they keep calling me. The one, the one. It's a lot to fathom. It's a lot to process. And I'm not making it up either, as I can prove everything I'm telling you. It has occurred through me and to me over the last almost 4 years through clearing Mount Shasta, fixing the Earth's root chakra, activating pyramids, raising Atlantis, freeing Jesus's soul, uniting Jesus and Mary Magdalene back together, and all fallen angels eliminated through the collective and individual shadow. And then even activating the masculine pyramids on top of the feminine. Trying to unite and get to know my new DM, as I had actually lost a twin soul on this journey. To finally clearing up the Nile and clearing the Sekhmet portal. And then recently I entered through the gates of heaven, okay, because I brought them back to earth. I got a download and talked about what the 13 gates really mean, not 12. Revelations 21:12 speaks of 12 gates, but it's actually 13, as the 13th is heaven. That has now been opened up by and through me, which is why I did a very important video. Every video I say or do usually has something very important within it. But the last ones have been especially important in what it is you have to do in order to get through the gates of heaven. Now, I found out yesterday and the day before, as when my contract of my karmic was wiped out, they gave me my clean book with a golden pen and my key into the gates of heaven. That's how it happens. I learned then that I do all the heart reviews. So I've talked about having to go through the 13 gates. You must go through the 13 gates. And in each gate, you're met with challenges that are represented as your karma, your shadow pieces. And if you're not healing them, clearing them, and doing the work, then when you get to the 13th gate, you get a heart review. And I do those reviews. Okay, that's what I was trying to tell you guys yesterday in my video that I posted. Unfortunately, a lot of people miss that one so far too. I do the heart reviews and determine who goes through because I hold the keys. Okay, I did one for another individual who is a graduate of my academy, and she actually did all the pyramid activations and everything I've brought through because they're portals. So she went through with me. She's part of the 10 apostles, which 10 didn't make it through. However, I have also did a video recently where I said we're in phase 3 of phase 4. Phase 4 is too late, basically. So we are in the final component of being able to heal, to clear karma, to recognize the shadow, because as you go to the 13th gate, you have to have a heart review. And if there is any shadow left over, you can't make it through. If you clear all your shadow and your karma and your heart is reviewed, and this is measured upon every lifetime, not just this one. That's why they combined them all into one a while ago when I was activating the Congo, Kilimanjaro, and all those pyramids and repairing the crystal grid. I had told you guys that all of our lives are combined into one to be measured appropriately, because you have to clear all karma in order to make it into the golden era. And I've spoken about how only the righteous can go through. A lot of times, though, that will trigger ego and things like that and judgment. And again, those are not of God. Okay. I know because I've had to clear everything on this planet, including any of the things I was holding. I had 4 portals of battle, and how many you have that are included in your karma and shedding of your shadow is determined upon what you have picked up and chosen in your lifetimes. So the first portal might be a breeze for you to get through. The second one might have a challenge to meet. Okay. And so on and so forth. You have to go through every portal. The final one is the gates of heaven, and I do the life reviews and determine who gets their keys by what you were able to clear. that is what it is. That's what I got to do. That was the download I got 2 days ago when I did a healing with somebody in an exchange, and my contract was cleared and I was given the key to the gates of heaven. I had to do one for her also around the same time frame. Her karma was all cleared and she was given the key. So they told me 2 days ago that I carry everybody's key, because I am who I am. I'm the one who did all of this. I'm the one who created it all, and I'm the one who brought it about and cleared the entire collective shadow. It was a very painful journey. It was not an easy journey for me to do. And apparently I'm the only one who's made it through. I guess others have tried before. It may have been me in other lifetimes. I don't know. I can tell you that I lost a twin flame on this journey. It's not an almost a second one. It's not always easy to choose love over the shadow. You must be filled with pure love as you gain entry into the gates of heaven. Okay. Now, I've also said when I did the last workshop that I did, clearing Mount Shasta for the second time, and my DM was supposed to be there and he wasn't. It was very painful for me to do, and I cried. So I have not shared that one yet. But what I am going to do actually is I'm going to show you guys that really was done. It is in my files. I just have not uploaded it yet. So I want to make sure that I share this with you guys. I'm like, why are you over here? Come over here. So these are all of mine. Okay. This is my saved documents. And when I do these, they're in Zoom. And so you can see it's going all the way back to 12/29/20, because some of them did get accidentally erased. We have the sturgeon full moon. I'm wondering what this one was. Some of these are not on my website, and they should be, because they're healing DNA activations. So as you go through the portals and you meet your challenges, you call back your power of that lifetime. Then you get your DNA activations, and only then. So that's what I've tried to tell you. So here's Mount Shasta part 2. Okay. Day of Reckoning, balancing the masculine flow and awakening. I did this one on July 22nd of 2023. Part 1 was done on 11/11 of 2020. And it's no longer in here, but it is available on everything else that I have. So you can actually purchase that one on my website, but they're also on my channel. So I uploaded a lot of these workshops for you to witness. But if you want the healings, you can purchase them as well. Okay. So part 2 was done. It's right here. Okay. It was 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 18 seconds long. Okay. So it is very real. I just haven't shared that one yet with you guys. When I choose to, I might do so. Okay. But ever since then, I've noticed people stopped kind of caring what I was saying. I warned that it was a big shift coming. It was a jarring for the collective soul, because it should have been done a long time ago through the DM. Okay. Because again, I'm still missing my divine masculine. He's going through something. He's doing his thing. I have nothing but love towards him. But what I'm going to tell you guys is, if you have there's only 2 people that have made it through the gates. And I know, because I'm the one letting them through. That's what they told me. They actually said it. Oops. Let me close. Oops, sorry. Close player. They said it when I channeled a message from Malachi. Which one was it? I'm like, where was it? Final decision has been made. Channeled message from Malachi. Okay. They said in there that I do the reviews. Also, when I did the video on the Nile, which I do really wish more people would watch, because it's very relevant. You just have to watch the whole way through. About halfway is when they start doing the Nile stuff. The beginning part is just the angels giving me gifts, and those that are in my workshop that made it to that point. If you get through the gates, it is gifts of abundance, okay? Because nothing but love and abundance exists. This is a time where we're going out of sorrow and separation and pain and darkness, and we are coming to a place of beauty and love and light. Okay, this is the one. It's a workshop. Okay, so you have to watch the whole thing. I cleared Colombia, Congo, Mount Kilimanjaro. We eliminated the White House. It was demolished and burned. This one was Ecuador, when they told me I was Sekhmet. Okay. And then in the Nile, I cleared the life of Sekhmet. That's the final portal you go through, and the challenges. and then you make it to the gates of heaven. And they have been saying, which I finally put together. In the Nile one, they gave me the Eye of Ra and said, if it's not used properly, I have to take it away. Okay. Then in this one, where Malachi brought a message, they said something else that sparked my attention because I didn't know. They said that I make the choice. Like I do the heart. I don't remember exactly what he says because I was channeling it and I didn't watch it again. But it was something about the fact that I do the life reviews and I didn't know what was coming. Then I did a one-on-one healing this day on Thursday after I did this video. And that is when my contract was cleared. I was given the key to the gates of heaven, and I got to walk through. And that is also when they told me that I hold the key for all of you. Okay. You know, that may be through doing all the work that I do. Maybe it'll get you there, but you still have to choose. You still have to choose to clear your karma, to love, to learn love, because it's just like fragmented souls getting back to what is important, right? You're fragmented souls of the one, and it is your job to find the light within, the I am. Okay. So further review of the I am. I am the one who provides the key. I am resides in all of you. It is your job to clear the way back to the path of the I am. Okay. I am is the light of God. I am is in you. All right. It is your job to clear back the path to the I am. Now I'm going here for a reason. Okay. You know, I don't watch these. Sometimes if you just stop on them for 2 seconds, they pop in there. But I saved this one to my watch later for a reason. Okay. I haven't watched it, but what I want to show you, it's our Everyday Lives De La Roca. I have said 1,000 times he sees what I do. If you watch what I do, he'll talk about it a day or two later. It's not a joke. And I've said it's because everything I do is recorded in the Akashic records. Every time I do a pyramid activation, every time I heal people out of their shadow, activate them DNA, upgrade their system, activate the dormant chakra systems in which I have created and accessed and brought about, all of these things I recorded in the Akashic records. When your final contract is eliminated and I give you a key, it is recorded in the Akashic records when you get to go through the gates of heaven. The key is a heart review from God, from the one, and that is who I am. I created this, I brought it through, I opened the portals. It is your job to clear your karma, and energetically we will meet again. Okay. And then you're given your key through the gates of heaven. And only if your heart review is cleared. All right. It's not about ego. It's not like you can bypass. And this is what the Egyptians would talk about. You have to have your heart measured to get into heaven. Okay. And you can't fake it. You can't bypass it, which is what I've said in almost every workshop I've done, is they can't hide from their karma, right? It's your choice to clear it. It's your choice to heal the shadow all the way through. It may kick your ass sometimes, only if you choose to let it, really. Like, what lessons do you need to learn, right? And then today, De La Roca, the event 2023, Akashic Records opened, all actions recorded. This is exactly what I've been telling you guys. So you can't hide, you can't bypass, we can't pretend. It's all written. I do heart reviews. I've been saying that for a long time. That is why I used to do the missing persons, but being that I've already crossed through the gates, those don't exist here anymore. Because as we go forward in the future, there will be no suffrage. Okay, that's why only the pure can make it through. If you still want to learn lessons and want to deal with suffrage and all that, you have to go somewhere else to do that. You can't stay here anymore. Okay, and then you will go and repeat. You'll start all over. This is the great reset. So either you have done all of these lifetimes and you're ready to be done and you're ready to have learned your lessons and to cleared it and you're ready to move on, or you start all over and go learn those lessons all over again in another 28,000 year cycle. Okay. And I hope people listen to this, because so far they've been listening very little to my videos. And maybe if they really saw who I am, they would pay more attention, because I hold the keys. Okay. You've got to know what to do. And I hear some, like, I've had people come to me and, oh, we're healing. You don't realize that I'm the one that does your heart review. I can actually see in your heart that maybe you're not. Okay. So it's just important. We are in phase 3 out of phase 4. So I would be working diligently, healing your shadow, clearing your karma, and not everybody's going to make it through. And it's through free will only. So nobody can make you. I can't make you. But what I can tell you is clearing that karma, clearing that contract, and getting that key and a blank slate with a golden pen is the most beautiful feeling and experience I've ever had. I worked so hard to get here, so very hard, and I did almost die 3 times on my journey. It was very painful. It was a challenge. Every time I turned around, I was challenged. I was having to grow as a person. I was having to let go of what doesn't serve me, calling my power back through every gate, and mine were not little. I had 4 gates where I had karma to cleanse. One was before I woke up, so it was this like what you would call like a civilian lifetime, but I had to clear that karma. Then another one was Adam and Eve. That was a big part of my DM karma, where he wasn't awake yet. I had to wake him up, and then he was to choose the light, but he did not. Okay, that's why I got a walk in. That was when I was battling the fallen angels in a very big way in the collective shadow. Then Jesus and Mary Magdalene were united, and I undid the false Holy Grail, which was so painfully inaccurate of what they tell you and what happened to him. It's very sad. Then after that, it was a Sekhmet and Horus lifetime for me. And I knew when I was in the portals, I was being challenged, and I had to meet those challenges. I had to dig deep into my soul and grow. Okay. And this is what I tried to talk about yesterday, but it's important. So I try to put emphasis behind it, because being the one that does the heart reviews, I can tell you we've still got a lot of healing to do. Okay. It's important that you realize in the end, you're chosen only if you've eliminated your shadow and karma. And I'm not talking bypassing it, you guys. There was such a big push on bypassing it. Okay. Now, the Akashic records is important because when I recently did Mount Shasta, Spirit told me that people were getting downloads of all the work that I did. He probably will be one of the first ones. Okay. Because he is highly connected. I can see it. The moment I do things, the moment they show me, he will talk about it the next day or two. The Akashic records opened, all actions recorded. I have said that in almost everything that I do. If you work with me, you know I've said it. If you pay attention to my workshops, I say it every time Saint Germain comes in and records in the Akashic records. What you do is recorded. It is being watched. I have said that over and over and over again because it's the end of days. It's the end of ways. So, it's your choice. Do you want to go start all over? If you do choose not to ascend, you have to start all over. Okay. You go somewhere else and God is void there because God is here. So in this new world, God stays here. Okay. It is totally up to you, but I do have to do the final life reviews. I'm still not sure what that means exactly. Like, am I going to have to do a healing session on everybody and do a review, or is it happening in the energy? I don't know. But I do know when you go through the final gate, it's my gate. And I have the keys. Okay, because I got to give one. I gave it to the one that got to go through, where God gave me mine. Okay, so, and they told me I hold the keys. So it's not like I just get to pick and choose because I like you. It is solely up to you. Okay. And just like my family, if they choose against it, I can't just let them through because I love them. It truly is a heart review in the end. What is measured? What is measured is your karma and how much you knew love, how much you grew back to love, how much you grew, how much of your shadow you let go. And if you let go of all of it and you cleared your karma, you're safe to go through. Okay. So it depends. It depends on how good people are, right? How much righteous they use that word. I don't like that word because nobody's perfect. You don't have to be perfect. Or I wasn't perfect. I wasn't, and I'm still not to this day, but I'm filled with love. I healed everything. I met every challenge and I kept going and I kept going no matter what tried to stop me. And that's what I try to teach you guys when I teach you your shadow stuff. Okay. So again, event Akashic records opened, all actions recorded. This is exactly what I have said over and over and over and over again. Okay. So yeah, I'm just reading some of these things. It's like people think, they assume that he hasn't even made it through the gates yet. These just opened, you guys, and I have to do his heart review too. He does have a little bit of shadow in there, right? But I'm not in his energy. So that's not for me to talk about. But what I will tell you guys is everybody has to have a heart review. I did. Okay. God did mine, and I have to do yours. I am that one. It's a heavy burden. And I wish my DM was with me to do it. And hopefully he will be soon, because we're not in phase 4 yet. We have a little bit of time left to be healing these, to clear them, to walk through line, to accept love over any shadow components. And it's easier said than done, because it's truly about maximum soul growth. Okay. What is it you need to work on within you? What do you need to let go of? Do you easily go into judgment? Do you easily go into expectations? Do you easily go into fear? Okay. These are things which you need to heal. What I find really interesting, though, you guys, is so many people did the workshops with me, and then they went into the one-on-one. And in the one-on-one is where I tend to heal them into the gates of heaven. So I haven't closed that off yet, because I find that very interesting. I kept trying to shut it down, and then Spirit shows me there's somebody else that needs to go through it. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in the end. I just hope that people don't let things stop them. Do not let ego get in the way. Do not let your shadow get in the way in any shape or form. Okay. Let Spirit guide you back to the heart, back to the home. Okay. Because that is the only place that matters. And everybody around you, a lot of people can try to stop you because they're in the shadow. They'll do it subconsciously, consciously. It's very important for you guys to understand this. The I am, anything you put after I am creates your reality. Anything you put after I am creates your reality. Wayne Dyer would talk about that too. What does that mean? The I am in you is I am in me. I am God. Okay. You guys carry the light of God within you. That's what allows you to breathe. That's what allows you to be here. And you can either choose that you're ready to grow into the I am, or you are not. It is up to you. Again, if you don't, you have to start all over and go in another 28,000 year cycle or whatever it might be. And you may not get another opportunity, if ever. Some never will, depends on their heart. Okay. Some do, some never will. What Spirit told me a long time ago about this is some will go, some will stay, and some will never know life this way. So those are the 3 sections of placement. Okay. Some will go and they'll get to come back eventually, working on the other side, but they weren't enough to stay this lifetime. Okay. And then some will stay, meaning they cleared it all. Their heart is pure and they're ready to be in love. And others will never know life this way, meaning either they were never meant to be here, or they went too dark into the shadow and chose not to eliminate that. Okay. Sometimes we're not really choosing out of free will. So that's why God's like, are you sure? Let me show you what all the answers are so that you can make a decision out of free will. That's why in the end, everybody had to wake up fully. That's why doing Mount Shasta Part 2 is a necessity, so that everybody can see clearly, to make their final decision through the eyes of the one, not the eyes of judgment. Because in a heart review, I can tell you exactly what's done. I don't judge anything about you. It is truly what parts of the shadow you still need to work on, how much you have let go and returned back to the whole of who you are and the whole of the one. And if there's no shadow left within you, you've cleared all your karma, you get it removed, you get a new blank slate and your key into the gates of heaven. Those are the ones that get to stay. Okay. So the choice is up to you. The beautiful part about it, though, is I designed this whole thing. So the ones that went through my workshops and did all the pyramid activations and stayed with me, then they ended up going into the one-on-one academy. And so far, that's been where I've been putting them through the gates of heaven. So how it's going to play out for everybody, I don't know. I'm just finding this out through Spirit, because they gave me the downloads of who I am, what I've done, that I still don't fully understand it. And now that I hold the keys for everybody. So it's a lot. It's a lot to process for me. And I'm sure it's a lot to process for all of you. Just do your best and not let the shadow get the best of you. Okay. The I am, focus on the I am. I am free. I am strong. I am capable. I am beautiful. I am love. I am whole in the one. Okay. If you can focus on those and keep creating your reality from the I am, that should help you get through those shadow pieces. But I will tell you to follow those nudges. If you're nudged to do the work that I do, and then something like money tries to stop you, that's a component of the shadow. So if you're nudged to do something from spirit and something on the outside environment tries to tell you otherwise, and you listen to that otherwise, you're falling prey to the shadow. Okay. Follow your heart nudges, even if everything else doesn't make sense with it. Okay. I really hope this helps. I really hope people pay attention because I want everybody to ascend. I know everybody won't because we can't force them. I can't make you. I can't make you believe me. I can't make you watch the work that I did because if you did, it's biblical and it will wake you up. It will heal you. I can't force you to let go of your shadow and to see love over everything else. I can't force you. I've seen many people go into judgment over me, over the work that I do, over my DM, and it hurts. Okay. I see a lot of people trying to do work without the DNA activations, and that's not accurate either. Okay. So you must be very careful, right? Just because you go to somebody else and they say, yeah, you're ascending. Are you? Did you get your key? Do you know that your karma was removed? Your contract was eliminated and you got your key? Only 2 people have ascended so far. That's not a joke because I just opened the gates and I know who goes through. I feel who goes through. I know who goes through. Okay. And it may be people I don't know. I don't know how it's all going to play out in the last final days, but I can tell you we're in phase 3 and there's only phase 4. Once the Nile physically dries up in your arena, it's done. Okay. So don't ask to see that one yet. Except that maybe there's work to do. Maybe what I'm saying might be true, right? Because at this point, it's not a conspiracy theory. If you look at what I've done, it's biblical and it's playing all out right in front of you. And even science is saying it's a great final extinction. They're calling it an extermination. So, you know, I do these videos for those that it calls to. I can't falter if people don't want to listen, but I hold the keys. Okay. Focus on the I am and getting your light back. Focus on strengthening that light from the shadow. And I'll probably see you on the review. So much love to all of you. Have a beautiful day. Hasta la vista.